Welcome back to NT Coins World, your ultimate destination for numismatic treasures, rare coin finds, and exciting coin history. Today's episode is going to be one of the most thrilling yet, because we are diving into not just one, but two incredible Washington quarter dollar coins that every coin collector should know about. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, what you're about to learn will make you see your pocket change in a whole new light. Get ready, because these quarters might just surprise you with their story, rarity, and value. Buckle up, because NT Coins World is about to uncover the secrets of the 1973p and 1986d Washington quarter dollar coins. Let's go. The 1973p Washington quarter is a coin steeped in history, and though it may seem like just another quarter from the 1970s, it carries with it elements of the changing face of American coinage, mid-20th century economics, and subtle variations that have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. First, let's dive into the historical context. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of the United States' first president, George Washington. By the time we arrive at 1973, the coin had already become a staple in American currency for over 4 decades. But 1973 was also a unique time in US history. The country was still feeling the aftershocks of the Vietnam War and Watergate scandal, and inflation was beginning to make headlines. In response to the economic challenges of the time, coinage was produced with increasing cost efficiency in mind, and that included the materials used in quarter production. Now, let's talk about the coin's design. The obverse of the 1973p quarter features the iconic left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This image, with its high relief and stately expression, had been in use since the coin's debut in 1932. Surrounding Washington are the inscriptions "Liberty" at the top, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the date 1973 at the bottom. The absence of a mint mark, due to its Philadelphia origin, is characteristic. The reverse design shows a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings clutching a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness for war, with olive branches beneath it symbolizing peace. Above the eagle is the motto E Pluribus Unum, and surrounding the top rim is the inscription United States of America, with quarter dollar at the bottom. The detail and symmetry of the reverse continue to captivate collectors. In terms of mintage, the 1973p Washington quarter had a relatively high production number. Around 346,124,000 coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This massive output was typical of the era, aimed at meeting the growing demand for circulating coinage across a booming US economy. However, high mintage does not always mean low collector value. In fine condition, the 1973p Washington quarter is relatively common, often worth face value in circulation. But when you find this coin in mint state, particularly MS65 and above, the value can climb significantly. In MS65, for example, this coin can fetch between $8 and $15 depending on the market, and pristine MS67 examples have been known to sell for upwards of $100 or more at auction. Let's move into the really exciting part, errors and varieties. While not as widely publicized as some other years, the 1973p quarter is known to have some minor varieties and errors that spark intense interest among collectors. Examples include off-center strikes, die cracks, and double die obverse, DDO, or reverse, DDR varieties. These errors can raise the value of a coin dramatically, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of dollars, especially if they are well-defined and authenticated by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Another layer to consider is the metal composition. The 1973p quarter is made of a clad composition of copper and nickel, as the United States had ceased production of silver quarters in 1965. Still, some collectors are fascinated by coins with unique toning, natural coloration caused by oxidation over time, making even a clad coin like this one visually striking and collectible. From a collector's standpoint, the 1973p Washington quarter represents an era of change and transition. It's not rare in circulation, but its history, design, and potential errors make it a worthy addition to any numismatic collection. Many new collectors start with coins like this one, and seasoned hobbyists often search for high-grade or error examples to round out their Washington quarter sets. If you happen to come across a 1973p quarter in your change jar, take a moment to inspect it. Look for signs of unusual features, strong luster, or possible errors. You might just have something special. Next up is the 1986 D Washington quarter, a coin that might seem modern and mundane at first glance, but upon closer inspection, reveals itself to be a fascinating piece of recent coinage history. Like its 1973 predecessor, this quarter captures a specific moment in America's economic and numismatic evolution. The 1980s were a period of rapid technological advancement and cultural change in the United States. In 1986, Ronald Reagan was serving his second term as president. The Space Shuttle Challenger disaster had shaken the nation earlier that year, and the U.S. Mint was modernizing operations to improve the consistency and quality of coin production. The Washington quarter of 1986 continued the design legacy started in 1932. On the obverse is John Flanagan's portrayal of George Washington. His portrait is surrounded by the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1986. The D mint mark, signifying the Denver Mint, is clearly visible to the right of Washington's ponytail. On the reverse, the eagle remains a symbol of American power and peace. With wings fully spread, talons gripping arrows and olive branches, the reverse design is accompanied by E pluribus unum, United States of America, and quarter dollar. While the design had become familiar by this time, attention to detail still matters greatly in grading and collecting these coins. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint struck a substantial number of these coins, approximately 504,098,000 pieces. This number reflects the ongoing demand for coinage in the U.S. economy during the 1980s, bolstered by widespread economic activity and consumer spending. In fine condition, the 1986 D quarter is very common and typically worth its face value, but collectors are especially interested in coins that are in high uncirculated grades. For example, MS-65 examples are often worth around $8 to $12, while MS-67 coins can reach values of $40 to $75. Extremely rare examples that reach MS-68 or have exceptional qualities can sometimes command prices upwards of $200 at auction, especially if verified by top-tier grading services. One of the most compelling aspects of the 1986 D Washington quarter for collectors is the presence of interesting mint errors and varieties. These include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and double die obverses. In particular, a strong double die obverse can create extra thickness in the date or lettering, which is a favorite find among sharp-eyed hobbyists. Another point of fascination is the condition sensitivity of this coin. Although the mint was modernizing, not all 1986 D quarters were struck with perfect dies or planchets. As a result, some have weak strikes or poor luster, while others come with exceptional clarity. Finding one with sharp details, strong luster, and no contact marks is a rewarding challenge for coin hunters. The metal composition is standard for modern quarters, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. But even within this standard format, there are anomalies. Occasionally, you'll find a quarter struck on a wrong planchet or exhibiting unusual color patterns due to toning or improper metal bonding. These anomalies, while rare, are enthusiastically chased by collectors. For those interested in completing a Washington quarter set by year and mint mark, the 1986 D is essential. But even beyond filling a slot, many collectors look for standout examples of this coin to elevate the quality of their collections. In recent years, as interest in modern coinage has surged, the 1986 D has garnered more attention. Collectors now look for examples with full strike details, where the eagle's breast feathers and Washington's hair are especially well defined. These coins often come at a premium and are a testament to the growing appreciation of coins from the late 20th century. To conclude, the 1986 D Washington quarter is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of history, a collectible in the making, and a window into the craftsmanship and economic climate of the 1980s. Whether you're examining it under a magnifying glass or submitting it for grading, this coin deserves a closer look. That wraps up today's deep dive into two of the most interesting Washington quarters in US coinage history. The 1973 P and 1986 D quarters both offer fascinating stories, design intricacies, and collector opportunities that go far beyond their face value. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to NT Coins World for more exciting coin content. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and stay curious.